What would happen if a sim dropped their Plumbob? I'm living the Sims life. This makes the aesthetic, okay? We're gonna be making, obviously, something related to the Sims. I don't know why I was gonna say something Sims related. That's the whole video, ma'am. So today we get to yet again combine two of my greatest passions, gaming, or I should say crochet and gaming. And we're not doing just any game. We are going to be doing Sims crochet, and Sims is just so special to me because it is the game I grew up playing. It is like what I base my gamer status upon. It is what I started this channel with, although that's grown to different things. But let's do it. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. So there are several things that I want to make in our Sims crochet video, but first we're going to be using that bright green yarn that you see up there. I cannot point my finger correctly. Oh my god, where? There we go. Let's use the hook. That's easier. There we go. That bright green yarn. It's so hard. Can you guess what we might be making with that? It's the most classic Sims thing that you think of when you think of Sims. I think you got it right. It's a Plumbob. Yes. But I kind of don't want to give away what else we're going to be making, so guess what we could be making of all the things that are in the Sims world, and we'll see as we go along if you got it right. So this is the same yarn that I used on my extra jumbo pickle that I did a video of on this channel. And so it's jumbo yarn, it's super thick. As you can see, we're gonna be using my 9mm hook. And I wanna go for like pillow-ish size. We'll see, I'm gonna be doing my own pattern too. I'm gonna be figuring it out as we go. Let's do it. So we've barely started, as you can see. I've got the first 3 rounds, and I think so far we're doing good on creating like a cone shape. Like I said, I'm gonna be writing my own pattern, so I only wrote down the first 2 rounds. I need to write what I did for the 3rd round before I forget. But my goal is to make like 2 cone shapes and then connect them together. And oh yes, I am watching a Sims video while I'm doing this. I didn't even like plan that, it just happened. But let's keep going with this cone and hopefully we can get it to work well. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? Do you see this? So we have half of it done. Starting it out, I was really scared because I started with 4 single crochets, and if you crochet, amigurumi especially, you know how painful 4 single crochet magic circles are. But maybe with jumbo yarn it's not so bad because it really wasn't that bad. I am loving this so much because what I realized while I am going through it is you could have a Plumbob of like any size. I might try to make some mini ones too, but this half of the Plumbob is 17 rounds, and you start with 4 single crochets and then you go up to 6. So the next round is 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and then the next round is 2 single crochet, 1 increase, and that gives you 8 stitches. So you just go up by 2 stitches every time. So that like single crochet part goes up every round. So it's 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 2 single crochet, 1 increase, 3 single crochet, 1 increase, and you just keep going. So if you just keep doing that, you can make any Plumbob of any size that you want. But I stopped with round 17, 16 single crochet, 1 increase, and that's 36 stitches in the round. So next up is to just do the other half at some point and then connect them, stuff them. It's working out. This is going swimmingly and I love it. Ta-da! I finished both halves of our Plumbob yesterday. So that's what it's gonna look like. But I have a surprise for you. Do you see these other colors of yarn? You got that right. I'm hoping to make other Plumbobs because there's not just green. Green is when you're in a happy mood. We got red for when you're not feeling so hot, and yellow for when you're in between. I wanted to get orange, but I had to be choosy because I was ordering a lot of yarn at one time and it would not be a smart decision to buy that much. But one day maybe I'll make orange. But I almost ruined the surprise, y'all, because as you can see I actually already started on a red one, and let's roll that footage. I was gonna wait to surprise you guys in the morning with the completed red Plumbob as well, or not completed but just the completed halves. But y'all, this red yarn is so much harder to work with. Oh my gosh, it does not go smoothly on the hook. work. And then I'm just like frustrated right now. And I did kind of experience the annoyingness of doing a 4 single crochet magic circle. So I guess it really just depends on your yarn. But surprise, I'm doing a red Plumbob as well. I don't know why this red yarn was so much harder to work with, and I could have kept going and started on the second half, but I was done. I was like, nope, I do not want to work with this anymore. But I think I'm gonna force myself today and just get it over with. Also, I kind of realized that maybe this was not smart of me to start on a second one when I haven't actually finished the first one, because what if it doesn't actually work out well? Yikes. But I guess that tells me that I should probably try to finish the first one first before starting on any more. So let's do it. So the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna match these up like this. You see, like, this is where we ended this cone, I guess, and this is where we started this one, or the round for that one, final round. We're gonna match the end and the beginning of both, and then I'm gonna attempt to just do a single crochet all the way around, connecting both of them together. And I feel like that's gonna help us keep the shape of the Plumbob, if you know what I mean. Keep it like an actual diamond shape. So first, I must make a slip knot here. You know what? Let me leave extra yarn for a tail just to be safe, because I'm scared I'm gonna need that. And then I'm gonna go in the last stitch here, and then take this off and go into, oops, and go into the first stitch. Y'all pray for me, because I'm scared, but also excited, because this is really the moment of truth now, if this is gonna work out for us or not, how I think it will. Okay, that is our first single crochet, connecting our Plumbob halves together. Okay, and this is a little bit awkward because then the next one's gonna go into the first and last stitch again, but just opposite for each of them. So far so good. And I really hope you can see what I'm doing, but we should end up with 36 stitches, and obviously I'm gonna have to stop at some point to start stuffing. Okay, so I've done a third of them. Let me see what you're seeing. This is what it's looking like. I mean, it's working and they're definitely getting connected. I feel like it looks a little bit silly, but I think once it's stuffed, it'll really look better. And that's how amigurumi and plushies go when you're crocheting them. You just have to trust the process and it's all good in the end. Y'all, I'm sorry if you're not seeing me very well, but I just remembered. When you crochet a lot, you get a lot of yarn scraps. I hope you can see this. I have a huge bag, and this is not even as filled as it had been before because I've used some of it. And if you do amigurumi, please use your yarn scraps to help you stuff sometimes, because then you don't have to throw it away, less waste, all that stuff. I've been really good lately about actually doing that. Clearly for a long time I didn't, hence why I have it so much, but I'm trying to be good and remember to do it. And big things also like this are the best places to use them because you can use so much. But just FYI, you do still want the majority of it to be regular stuffing for the feel, and I feel like it shapes weird too when you only use the scraps, because the first time I actually used scraps, I only used scraps, and I mean, she looks fine, but like she feels kind of weird. She's kind of dense. The shape is a little off, but she's still okay. But I don't know, I can just tell, and you don't have to use only scraps. Learn from my mistakes, please. Guess what? I only have one stitch left. I actually think I might have to do two. Oddly, there's like extra somehow. I don't know how that worked out, but we're pretty much almost done. Okay, actually, I forgot that there's like a bunch of yarn tails everywhere. So I do have to like hide those. And also, just for a final note, I did slip stitch back into the first stitch that we did on the outside and then fastened off. Wait, I need you to see this actually. I was gonna not show you all these tails, but it looks kind of funny. Okay, it's a close-up so you're not seeing the whole thing, but isn't this just looks really funny. And also, I've been watching, I think her name is Cameron Kane, but I just found her literally like as I was doing this project yesterday. So yeah, it's been fun watching her crochet as I crochet. Y'all, y'all. Oh my goodness, do you see this? I have a Plumbob over my head. This is a simmer's dream come true. What? I actually have a Plumbob over my head. Like, what? Sorry if the lighting or the mirror are weird. I tried to clean up the mirror a little bit, but my son has smudgy hands and he loves to touch everything. So I'm living the life right now. I'm living the Sims life. You can see it's a little bit lumpy right now, I feel like, but you can see that the line is really wonky, especially at the end. But I mean, that's pretty normal for Amigurumi. And it's a little bit like wavy throughout, but she's still a beauty. Hold on, this is there we go. Okay, also sorry for the mess in my room. It's a hot mess, but there she is, wide angle lens. And I don't know if this is any better of a shot, but there she is. That is wide angle again, so it might be a little bit distorted. Let's go into the normal. It's so hard because I have to hold my phone like right up to my face for it to get fully in frame. But there we have our green Plumbob. It was a little hard because I realized as I was stuffing that like I wasn't getting the points very well. I think one point is better stuffed. Yeah, this one's better than the bottom. I think this was the first one I did, because if you don't pay attention to it, then it just doesn't get stuffed. You have to really like actually intentionally stuff it. And I tried to go back and do it, but I guess it didn't work that well. Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? I just dropped my beautiful Plumbob. What would happen if a sim dropped their Plumbob? Would that mean full consciousness and awareness of us? Yikes. So I'd said that I wanted this to be like a pillow size, and the point is that it can like go on my chair. I have so many pillows that I've crocheted that I want on my chair, and I just keep making new ones. But look at that, it's a Plumbob pillow on my chair. No way. Oh, and don't mind, this chair is a hot mess. I've had it for like years. It is what it is. But guess what? Then when I make the different colors, I can like switch out how I'm feeling that day. Today is a green Plumbob day, so it's perfect. I don't have very many red or yellow days these days, but there may be some in the future. So it's good to be ready, come prepared. So definitely gonna be making more of those, but we're gonna be moving on to the next Sims crochet project. Amigurumi specifically, of course. So before I actually go on to the next project, I know I got your hopes up, I'm sorry, but I actually need to get yarn for another one of the projects for this video. So not the next one we're doing, I'm not sure when I'll do this one, but the app wasn't working, so I'm gonna do it on my computer and hope, because I couldn't even tell if they had the color I'm thinking of getting at the store. I'm hoping I don't have to order it, because I need to get out of the house. Also, I got my yummy granola cereal. Oh no, it says out of stock. Yep, out of stock everywhere. The thing is I don't know if it's actually the best color. Hold up, wait a minute. Bernat Baby Blanket, which I actually do like better because it tends to be softer at times, has a mellow mauve color. That's close to the colors I'm trying to get, and there's 2 in stock. Okay, and then I already have blush pink. That's like the pink I tend to use in Bernat Blanket, but I'm gonna get an extra skein just to make sure I continue to have enough, because you gotta have pink yarn. You gotta have the best color, right? At all times. You can't ever run out, never. And don't forget your coupons. They have 25% off your total pickup or curbside order. Usually I think it's 20, so this is amazing. But I'm so confused. Now it's telling me I have 1 coupon per order. I can't use the 25% off. Why? Oh, it's because it's already a doorbuster and it's excluded from coupons. Come on. That's not how it usually works, so that's worse than normal. Rude. Well, usually when it's already on sale, you can still use your coupon for picking it up. But you always get a $5 off 10 or more, so I might get another skein still. I'll just get it for cheaper, even cheaper than the $9. We have our yarn in our cart. Woohoo! So I will wholeheartedly admit that I am using this video as an excuse to finally make something I've been wanting to make forever. And yes, it obviously goes with Sims. Like, it's not like it doesn't go. I'm just not making it exactly like the ones you see in Sims, but we have some white Bernat Baby Blanket actually. And that is because we're gonna be making a llama. Specifically, I'm gonna be doing a baby llama pattern. It's by Bunny's Plush. It's a free one on Instagram. So go check it out if you crochet as well. And I've seen lots of different like llama patterns out there, so they're always on my mind to make. And then I've kind of stopped myself a few times from making it because I'm like, oh, nope. Gotta do it when I do my Sims crochet video. That has to be the first time. I'm gonna have to hold up this a lot because if I crochet where I normally do, you're not gonna see it unless I put this down a little bit. Let's see, let's try this. Okay, gotta get my YouTube on while I crochet, of course. So nothing crazy has happened so far. We just did the first 3 rounds, which are pretty standard, starting with 8 single crochets in the magic circle. But the problem I'm having is the fact that I am using a new skein of yarn, right? But I'm actually working on a pattern test for like these chubby dogs. Oh, let me show you one of them. I already made one. It's for Kay's Plushies on Instagram. This is a pug, but I'm currently working on the Dalmatian, and I have like the end of my skein. Let's see if you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it over there. Sorry, my bed is a mess. My room is a mess. Ignore that. But I'm on the end of the skein of white for that one, and I'm worried that I'm gonna get to a point with this where I have to stop, and then I might end up working on that later. But then what if I finish that one but I need this skein? I might just have to use a whole new skein to finish up the Dalmatian if that's the case, because I do have a lot of white. White is what I always get the most of because I use a lot of it, clearly. Y'all, we have the first set of legs. Are you kidding me? This is too cute. Like, can you see that's probably gonna be the back, maybe? It could be the front, I have no idea. I haven't looked too deeply at the pattern, but we have legs. So I just actually got the notification that my yarn order is ready. I'll definitely be picking that up later, but we also got the second legs in. I did have to adjust the pattern to move the legs over 1 stitch. So for round 9, if you ever do this pattern, for round 9 I did 22 single crochet, then bobble, then 1 single crochet. Then round 10 was 3 single crochet, bobble, 20 single crochet. Because the thing is she wrote the rounds where the legs go the exact same, but usually with patterns like this, like the dog for example, or some loaf cats that I've done, the legs always have to be adjusted. Those rounds can't be the same. It's always like 1 stitch over, I've noticed, and so that was the same here. I think I might go ahead and make all the pieces, and then you might see me like sewing it together or something like that, and doing all the final details, final touches that make it all come together beautifully. But I don't know when that'll be because I don't have that much time left this morning. I might be able to finish the pieces, but I probably won't be able to sew them now. It might be like later tonight. Anyway, you'll see it when you see it. So we have made it to Joanne. I guess I probably shouldn't talk because probably won't be able to keep the footage because of the music. But do you see this? This is the color that I ordered, so it's perfect. I realized that I haven't been sharing what I'm making. I don't know if you like the suspense or if you'd rather know, but you couldn't figure out by the 2 pinks I'm ordering. I ordered from Joanne. We're gonna be making a freezer bunny. Woohoo!
Freezer bunny?
Yes, that was my son. That's his hand right there. So we're back in the car now. I got my pickup order. Do you see how that's gonna be so perfect for a freezer bunny? And then I got these 2 with the coupon, which actually wasn't gonna work, but the cashier was so nice and gave it to us anyway. Here I am later that day trying to show you how difficult this red yarn is to work with. Do you see how much pull and like tugging there is on the hook? It doesn't just like move smoothly. It's so frustrating. And I realized you can actually kind of tell just by looking at the yarn that it's kind of wonky. Okay, y'all, it is now Sunday. Not that I've been keeping track of the days. We started on Friday, went to Joanne to pick up my yarn on Saturday, and now it's Sunday. Just got back from church, and it is time to sew up this llama. We got all the pieces. There's the body. I'm gonna tie this up with, another tail, and then we have the head here, and we have the ears stuffed in the head. Hold on. They're so tiny, so I didn't want to lose them, so I was like, okay, I'll just stuff them in the head. Oh boy, this is rough. There we go. Look at how little they are. That's what they look like. And then the tail is exactly the same thing, and then we have the little mouth, I guess is what it's called. So I gotta sew this, and then to the head, to the body, and then I guess we sew the ears and the tail on after. I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's do it. Okay, I have no idea how I forgot to tell you that I finished the red Plumbob. It was torture. Honestly though, the second half wasn't nearly as bad somehow as the first half, but I'm not feeling bad right now, but this would be me if I was an unhappy, needs not met sim. And somehow the red one turned out way bigger than the green one. I'm not sure how that happened, but it happened. I did start on the yellow one already. I'm already on the second half, and the yellow yarn, I've used that color before and it is a breeze to work with, so thankfully I'm kind of glad I did this one second, unknowingly that it was going to be that hard or annoying to work with, because now I can just breeze through the yellow one. There's another Plumbob I really want to make, and I have yarn for it, so I might, but probably not in this video. But it's like an extra special Tree Plumbob. It won't be anything you see in the game or anything. And one thing I love about making those Plumbobs is they actually take less than 1 skein to make. I bought 2 for each color, slash had 2 already because I already had the green, and now I have a ton left over, although I'm not really happy about that with the red, but okay, sewing this, I guess it's called a nose. It's the nose actually. I'm not excited about it because I don't usually sew onto unstuffed pieces, so I feel weird about it, but we're gonna figure out. So that's what we're starting with, and then I have to go around. Feels weird, but I'm gonna get some YouTube on while I do this. You know what? I literally just put my earphones on and then continued. I didn't even put a video on. What the heck? I think I'm gonna stuff this a little bit. I don't know, I'm kind of regretting this. There's not really much space to stuff anything. I just feel like it would be lifeless and flat without it. It's coming to life, it's coming to life. Nose check. All done. Oh, it's looking like a llama. I gotta put the eyes in. And that's why you do the nose first, because then you put the eyes in based on where the nose is. And then we sew the head on, which I think it kind of is supposed to go sideways somehow, like that-ish, kind of. Thinking about doing 12mm eyes. I haven't used 12mm eyes in so long on anything. But I feel like that head is small enough that it would work. We'll see. My eyes have been kind of funky sometimes. I mean, there's a lot that I've been seeing that have like, you know, the extra material on the outside. Ugh. But that you can usually work with because I just kind of like break it off a little bit and then it's fine. But I have one like 16mm eye that has like a weird dimple like on the eye. It's really weird. This is editing me and I found it, but also this one is like crooked. That's how I found it, because it was a crooked one. I'm like, what? There's another weird one, but nope, it's the same one. I might have sewn my nose a little bit too low because it says to do the eyes between rounds 4 and 5 next to the nose, but like on the picture, the eyes more central to the nose, so that would be between rows 5 and 6 for me. I'm just gonna go with that, I think, because that just looks better and cuter, and I think I'm happy with that eye size too. Ah, it's coming to life. You know what? I just realized Amigurumi and Sims are so alike. I bring my yarn to life when I make amigurumi, just like I bring pixels to life when I play Sims. And I can customize my amigurumi however I want, just like I can my Sims. Oh my gosh, I should make this llama its own mini Plumbob. I might do that. Might watch me. I better remember by the end of this video. Before this video is done, I have to remember to do that. I'm so cute. I can't. Okay, now I'm supposed to stuff the head. I think I'm gonna try to put a little bit of my yarn scraps in there. Let's see if I can find any. Ooh, this is from my yellow Plumbob. There we go. A lot of the other things I'm making have pieces from previous ones. Like I think I put some of the green Plumbob scrap yarn into the red one. And now we're putting the yellow Plumbob scrap yarn into the llama.
A few minutes later.
I was gonna sew everything on and then come back on camera and show you, but I have only done like 5 stitches sewing the head on and I'm sick of it. I've gone to a point in my crochet amigurumi journey where I actually kind of enjoy sewing sometimes, but there's just times where it's just like I get so over it so fast. So this is one of those times. I'm sick of sewing, even though it's not that much. Tell me in the comments, if you do amigurumi, do you enjoy sewing or not? I think most of us don't, but there are those few that just like love it for some reason. I guess I'm kind of becoming one of those actually. Y'all don't get to see the llama quite yet, but it's all sewn up. I just need 3 more final details, and one of those is a nose, so I'm gonna get my black acrylic yarn for that. And then we need blush. I almost always add blush. There's only certain times where I don't put blush on my plushies, and I use jumbo yarn for that. Boom. And lastly, the pattern calls for like a little bow tie around the llama's neck, so I'm gonna get a pink piece of acrylic yarn for that. And there we go. Those are gonna be our final touches, but you'll see the very final product right now. Shut the front door. Look how cute this is. I cannot. Oh my goodness. Oh, I did forget to put my string lights on. Sorry, I just remembered that. So it's not as aesthetic, but don't worry. This makes it aesthetic, okay? Usually I would want to sell my stuff, especially like something like this that's not like directly tied to the game, because I don't know if I can sell my Plumbobs because of copyright issues. If that's not a problem, I would love to give you one, so just if that's not a problem, I'm ready. I'm also ready to give you one of these, but I was gonna say that I would normally sell something like this because it's not directly tied to The Sims, you know? But I have to keep this one. I have to keep this one. I cannot let it go. Plus, I'm just more sentimental about like Sims stuff versus like the previous games that I've done. I mean, I do love Stardew Valley. That was the very first one. That's true. But I don't know. Sims obviously is special to my heart because I grew up as a Simmer. This channel started as a Sims channel, but I'm keeping this one. But I will make you one, and I will probably make some for my shop too because this is too cute. I do sell plushies in person, just FYI. If anyone's in the Austin area, look up Painted Tree Boutique Sunset Valley, booth H4. You can find my plushies there. But I can't with this, it's so adorable. And one thing I forgot to mention is that it doesn't really stand up very well on its own. I have it propped up against my little crochet kit, but he just plops over, sadly. But that cuteness is worth it. Okay, so next up, we're gonna be making, obviously, something related to The Sims. I don't know why I was gonna say something Sims related. That's the whole video, ma'am. But I get to use this book. I have not even used it yet. I got this for my birthday. It's Crochet Cafe by Lauren Espy. Great crochet artist, crochet designer, and it's all these food crochet patterns in here. And I think you can guess, if you are, you know, a Simmer, what I might be making from this. Oh my gosh, where is the table of contents in here? There we go, I missed it. You got that right. Grilled cheese. And I think I'm gonna do the halves because the grilled cheese aspiration, if you don't know about that, there's a grilled cheese aspiration in The Sims 4. If you make and eat 3 grilled cheeses in a row, you unlock it. Little secret if you didn't know that already. But the grilled cheese aspiration, it looks like it's like 2 halves. So I think I'm gonna go for that. I might make 2 halves. We'll see. I might hate making it and not want to make another one. So don't hold me to that. But before we start, I'm actually starving. Speaking of food, so I'm gonna go eat before I even start this. If you're curious what I had for my snack, I'm having a granola bar, Nature Valley granola bar, and some delicious vanilla oat milk, but it's Chobani, because I didn't know that the Chobani one was sweet until like a few months ago, and now that's all I get and I drink it all the time. Bye. Just wanted to share in case you were curious. So this is actually making me a little sad because I would love to make this grilled cheese with Bernat blanket, or blanket yarn at least, but almost every yarn, even non-blanket yarns, there's no dark brown yarns available in stock ever in the US, like ever. I did manage to get some chenille from Michael's online a little while ago in the Java color. I've been wanting this forever, so I got 4 because I'm like, I need to make sure I have plenty for a long time in case I run out of the one skein I buy and then there's no more available for like months. So because of that, we're gonna be using chenille because I don't have any dark brown for the crust in Bernat blanket, although this is quite dark, so I don't know if it's gonna look quite right, but it's better than nothing. Also, the quality of this one is not the greatest, so that's why I'm also not that excited or not very happy about it, but we're gonna try. And also, since this is grilled cheese, we're not crocheting in rounds, which is what I love to do, but we'll be okay. I have faith. I forget that I always need 2 stitch markers when I crochet. What do you even call it? Not in rounds, like straight. I think we're starting at maybe one of the top corners. Let me show you the picture. I think we're starting like up here. I'm not completely sure. Oh, I don't want to show you the pattern. Or maybe down here. But so far, I'm actually kind of really enjoying this. But it's always like a readjustment when I have to crochet in rows. That's the word I was looking for before. Rows, not rounds. Yes. Look how far we've gotten, y'all. Almost done with the very first slice of bread. I'm on the last round for the tan yarn, and then I need to switch to our brown yarn, and then we're gonna go along the edges, I think, like that. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. I don't remember if I've ever done a color change when crocheting in rows. I might have when I did my Pop-Tart, but I don't remember, to be honest. Okay, and this is where the color change is meant to happen. Let's do it. Ooh, successful. Okay, it's coming along. Look at that. This is the part that's a little weird because you have to single crochet along this edge, but like these aren't all single crochets that you go into easily. But we're gonna do it. We're just gonna go for it. Try. You kind of just put your hook wherever you can. Okay, well I did the number I was supposed to and it brought me exactly to where I need it to be, I think. It says to fasten off, and usually when I fasten off I just pull and then cut the yarn, but I think I'm gonna slip stitch into this right here and then do that because that just looks better. I just have to remember to do that every time. Oh my goodness, there we have our first slice of bread, and I have to make 4 apparently. I feel like this is gonna take me a while, like I probably won't finish this today at this point, but who knows. 3 more pieces of bread, here we come. So I just finished the second slice of bread, and I am enjoying doing it, but I can't imagine having to do another one. Like the fact that I have to make 4 of these is a lot. So we're just gonna do 1, okay? Also, I forget when yarn isn't really the best quality. It actually kind of works better when you do crochet in rows versus rounds, because the problem with rounds is doing the magic circle with really bad quality yarn, because then it's like almost impossible and takes forever, and then you waste so much yarn because you have to start over so many times. But when you do it in rows, it's really not as much of a problem. So that's been good. Grateful for that. And then also I didn't mention that I am using a 5.5mm hook for this. I literally just the other day started using that on my Chenille Home Slim and Sweet Snuggles light yarn from Michaels, which is a size 6 yarn, and I like it better. I used to use a 6mm, but I don't know if my tension changed, but those stitches just look so much better, I feel like, now that I'm using this than they have been lately. But okay, the next time you see me should be when I'm done with all the bread. I have 2 more to go. Wish me luck. And just like that, we have all 4 done. I actually got it done all in the same day. I did not expect that. Next up, we have to make the cheese, of course, but yet again, I'm hungry. It's time for lunch, so I'm gonna eat lunch. Quick grilled cheese intermission. It's a bit later in the day, and I finished both halves of my yellow Plumbob, and I realized that I forgot to mention that on my red one, I realized that instead of like fastening off both halves, you just fasten off the first one. So like this one is completely cut off from the yarn, obviously, and then this one is finished, but it's still attached. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think about this the first time through, but if I just put it together like so, and then keep crocheting without cutting off the second one, that works, and then we have less tails to have to hide later. So that's what I did with this one, and I'm gonna do that again with this one. You won't see it though, because probably gonna work on it right now while I'm watching a movie with my son, but just had to let you know that I figured I could do that, especially if anyone else wants to make it for themselves too. But look at that, we have our 3 Plumbobs. I mean, almost. And also, this summer sun is so pretty. I've never really acknowledged it so much, but this year it's like, it's hitting me, it's getting me, and I love it. And usually summer's my least favorite season, so that says a lot. And guess what? We have a yellow Plumbob. Look at the 3 of them there together. They're amazing. Okay, one last note that I fixed on this one. Do you see how the little center connection point is a little bit straighter on this one? Like, I didn't touch it at all. Like, that's just how it is. This might be a little bit complicated to explain. So for the rounds that have like an even number of single crochets in the sequence, so like 14 single crochet increase around, for those ones, I at some point on both halves realized that I should break those up. So for like a 14 single crochet increase for that round, I would do 7 single crochet increase, 14 single crochet increase, 7 single crochet. But then for the rounds with odd number single crochets in the sequence, those ones I kept the same. And what that does is it makes the increases on each round like not right on top of each other, because if you've ever crocheted amigurumi like that before, then you know, like, it kind of makes a bump and makes a point. And let me further demonstrate what I mean, because see, with this pattern, I don't know if it really shows it very well, but do you see how like that comes to a point right there? That's because all the increases are all in this area right here. I don't know if you can see what I mean. And so having it like alternate makes it a little bit more circular and round, and therefore why it's not as wonky and it actually is more flat. Does that make sense? Okay, one last thing I think about plumb bobs in this video. Don't hold me to that, but look, I made a baby pink one. That's kind of a sneak peek into the one I mentioned that I wanted to make. But look, I kind of made this for our llama. Oh, I'm trying to like show this without showing my outside of my window. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Hold on. Do you see this? It's kind of big for the llama after all, actually. But okay, I'm gonna let you in on the full idea I had. I wanted to make a full-size plumb bob in pink, but with daisies hot glued onto it. And that is like the Naoa tree plumb bob, because that's just me. And I definitely will make that for sure at some point, because I have, you see, I have a whole skein of the same pink jumbo yarn. And now we know that that's all we need for a full-size plumb bob. Oh, and this one, by the way, I only went up to round 3 on both halves. So if you remember the pattern from before, I might even put it in the description. Then that's how I made this one. And of course, like I said, you can literally make a plumb bob of like any size. I feel like this is the smallest I would ever go with this size yarn, I guess, because it's not as like defined, you know what I mean? Because it's so small. But yeah, you can make any size because it's just 2 cones crocheted together. But anyway, enough about plumb bobs already. I'm about to put my bed to sun. I'm about to put my son to bed pretty soon, and then I'm hoping to get to work on this grilled cheese, and I hope I can finish it tonight. That's my goal. Pray for me that I can do it. And then tomorrow we can start on our freezer bunny. Woohoo! I'm so excited. I love this video. I hope y'all are loving this as much as I am, because I am having a blast. Okay, it's finally time for me to do the cheese for the grilled cheese, and I have my mustard yarn, that's the color, in Chenille Home Slim from Michaels. This is the last of a skein that I have. I think it's gonna be enough, but I have like a whole other skein of this color if, you know, I run out for some reason, but I don't think I will. The pattern for the cheese is exactly the same as for the bread, except for that last round. Like, instead of the dark brown yarn, we're gonna do the same color yarn, but then we're gonna make those waves to make it look like the ooey gooey grilled cheese. But my phone is almost dead. Well, it's at like 27% right now, and because it's the same, I don't think I'm gonna really record me crocheting it. But I'll show you the final product, and hopefully I can sew it tonight. I really hope I can, and I hope I don't hate having to do that. Also, look at me already putting my different colored plumb bob pillows to use, because I have a bit of a headache, so not feeling too hot, but I'm not like awful. Also, it's getting better now. It's like almost gone. I took some Tylenol. So really, it's almost time to switch back to green. But I love my pillows. I love them so much. You know what's so funny? I did that camera angle test so I could record me trying to do the wavy part of the cheese until I realized that I was doing it completely wrong. So I finished sewing this guy together. Look how cute he is. I literally just want to eat him. But look at all these yarn tails, y'all. I was really stressed about having to weave in the tails, but I did realize I can still do it just like I do it with my other plushies that are actually stuffed, because it's the same way I did, you know, the blush and the mouth where I hid the tails. You know, if I just weave 2 in and have them come out at a certain spot, I can tie them together and still stuff it in there, but there's still a lot of them. It's fine, we'll be okay. And this guy's almost done, and we'll be on to our last project. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, it is the last one. I'm holding my camera and trying to do this, so this is a little bit rough here. It's not working, hold on. There we go, almost. This is a mess. Okay, there we go. Now it's gone, and The final reveal, first of all, take a look at these beautiful grilled cheese edges, the melty cheese. Then you flip it over and he's got a cute little face, which I mean you already saw, but I am so happy with how this turned out. Honestly, y'all, I was gonna sell this, but once I put that face on and was sewing it together, I was like, I need to keep this, and I just want to eat it all the time. Like, doesn't that look so tasty? So I don't know. The problem is I can't imagine making this again. I mean, maybe I could. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's why I want to keep it. I don't know. I don't see myself making it again, and I really love it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you think I should sell it or keep it? If you want it and want me to put it in my store, I will. Or if you want to buy it from me online, I will. But if not, and you think I should keep it, let me know. I'd actually meant to put on earrings to record today, and I totally forgot. But I just realized these earrings actually kind of match our next project, which you're probably highly aware by now is a freezer bunny. I got my yarn I got from Joanne the other day. I think it's like mellow mauve Bernat baby blanket. And then I already had a skein of the pink that I also got that day. I think it's like blush pink and Bernat blanket. And for this one, I'm going to be attempting to freehand this, make my own pattern up. There are patterns out there actually, but I'm not the biggest fan of the ones I've seen. So I'm going to try to make my own and make it as cute as I can. Okay, but do you see what I'm seeing? I don't know whether to try to make it like the new like freezer bunny plush that they actually came out with, the Sims team. This right here, this image is really cute. I don't know if I could pull that off. I don't know if I could, what I can pull off, honestly. I'm a little scared for this one. But yeah, I don't know whether to shape it like that or to like go for more of a shape kind of like this, not as boxy obviously. It'd have to be a little rounded, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll just check in with you here and there because I feel like you've seen me crochet enough in this video, hopefully, and I want to like focus on this without like feeling the pressure of the camera on me. Plus I have a lot of footage and I'm scared about getting this video done and edited, but wish me luck. I'm so excited. Freezer bunny, here we come. So I have the first ear complete. I was gonna make it longer because I feel like to be more accurate, it's longer, but I stopped here. This is like 9 rounds altogether. I stopped here because I was like, you know what? This could be a cute little chibi one. And then that also solves my problem with how to do the feet, because that's what I was struggling with. It's like, how do I do the feet? Do I keep it more like the original plushie or try to make feet or legs? But I think I'm gonna not really make legs, and that'll like contribute to the chibiness of it. And I hope chibi is the right word. I think that's what it is. Kind of like smaller and cuter, right? So far so good. I haven't had to like redo too many things. There was like one round where I just like accidentally skipped a stitch and I had to go back and redo it, and then to make it like more freezer bunny ear like, I did have to do a round in like the back loops only, and I wasn't originally going to, so I had to redo that one, but that's it. Other than that, it's been an easy shot getting this ear done. Next time you'll see me, I'll probably have the other ear and have already like connected them. So I'm at a bit of a weird spot. This was where I thought I was gonna finish off like the single crochet rounds to make the majority of the body and then start like closing it off. But it's looking way too short and it's looking like it's not gonna be as chibi as I want it to be. So I'm debating with myself, do I keep going and make it longer and not like, I don't know, as cutesy as I thought it was gonna be? Or do I find a way to make it cutesy and stop around here? Also, I just had a fantastic idea to crochet the eyes, because I found this crocheter on Instagram, Pro with the Flow I think is her name, and she does these really cool crochet eyes, but I don't know if I'd follow her pattern because they're a little different. I don't know if it would work for us here, but I might be able to do something really simple and then just like hot glue them on, because I was gonna crochet the whites of the eyes and then still use safety eyes, but I'm feeling like crochet eyes might be cuter. We'll see. I'll update you when I figure out what to do next. Oh my goodness, this should be the last day of recording Sims Crochet, because guess what? I have finished all the pieces that I need for our freezer bunny. So here is the body. It did end up pretty chibi. I think it'll be chibi, especially once it all comes together, because the body is actually a little bit shorter than what you would expect, and of course it is a little bit rounder. I think there's one round, once I started going into the back loops after all the single crochet rounds, I should have just single crocheted but in the back loops, but I decreased in that round, so I think that made it a little bit rounder on the edges. But I think I might actually like that. But just note to future self, like if I wanted to try that, maybe try that to make it more square, so to speak. So we got the body, and then I made the eyes before the body was done, which you might have already seen. I crocheted them. I finally decided. Oh, and on deciding on the body length. When I wasn't sure, I was at like 24 rounds, and that would have been so short. It would have been like here-ish, but I added like 6 more rounds of single crochet rounds, because yeah, it would have been like the eyes would have just been down at the very bottom of the body, so that wasn't gonna work. So I decided that, we figured it out, but once I got to like 30 rounds, I was like, okay, I'm not going further than this. Plus it's just so many rounds of just single crocheting for so long, which I do tend to enjoy, but I feel like when you're creating the pattern, it's not as enjoyable. I like it better when I have the pattern in front of me and I can just go and like watch something and zone out. But anyway, now we also have the arms, which I feel like this doesn't like show you what it's gonna look like. They're kind of smushed right now, but that kind of shows you. I don't know if you can see that well. I managed to create the shape I was going for, because it's not just a circle, because if it was just a circle here, they would just be poking straight out of the side, versus this gives them the shape that the freezer bunny has, where they're kind of going down. And then finally we have the little inner ear pieces. Ooh, which I'm so proud of myself for like figuring all this out. But you see, they're gonna go there, and I wish I could hold it all up for you so that you could see how it's gonna come together. I think it's gonna be really cute, I hope. I'm mostly scared about the eyes, that they're gonna look a little creepy, but I'm only sewing on the arms, and everything else I'm gonna try to hot glue on. I just remembered I missed one piece. I missed the blush. I was gonna crochet blush with this yarn. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe I'll do everything else and then figure that out. Arms are done. I think this one on this side, I kind of didn't do it straight. Yeah, you can see they kind of look off. I think it'll still be cute. Okay, actually, I feel like it looks more off on camera than it does in person, but maybe it doesn't look that bad. I don't know. So I'm prepping to hot glue on the inner ears, and something that always helps me to center things, even if I'm sewing, is the tail from like the magic circle or from the slip knot. If you chain, which I did for the inner ears, I will thread that through the plushie. So I'm gonna use my needle and thread it through the ear, and that'll help me have it placed where I want to before I try and hot glue it down. See you again. Guess what song is playing? This song was in The Sims 4. Y'all. I said I was gonna make this freezer bunny cute, and I delivered. Okay? Just wait. I feel like on camera it looks creepier than it does in real life. Do you see that? I might try to get a better shot of it and maybe insert that here, because I feel like it looks odd on camera right now, but it is so cute. Something I just realized is that the arms are technically higher than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be below the eyes, but it's a chibi version. I still haven't looked into whether I'm using that term properly, but it's my own interpretation. Cute amigurumi form of the freezer bunny, okay? And I'm obsessed with it. You'll be hard pressed to have me let go of this, but if copyright rules are fine with it, I would happily make you more. Just know that this would be a little bit heftier because a lot goes into it with all the different pieces and then sewing, and you know, it is a bit heftier of a piece versus something smaller like this in comparison. Yeah. But working our way backwards, we have our freezer bunny, our delicious looking grilled cheese, which just fell. Wait, could you see that over here before? You kind of could, okay. Our llama with its Plumbob, of course. And I don't know why I have earphones in. I don't even need them. And then in order of creation, we have, well, reverse order because we're going backwards. We have our yellow Plumbob, which is looking a little lumpy. You do have to kind of adjust it at times, but you can't even see me. But you know what? Let me move my chair. Our red Plumbob. Oh, can you hear me? Our red Plumbob. Oh, this is better anyway, because then you actually get the full thing in sight. And then the very first thing we made, our green Plumbob, which is the one, you know, that lives over our head most of the time. Or my head, I should say. I had an absolute blast recording this video, making these plushies. This is like the pinnacle of my passions coming together. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it. Now I get to go actually edit this, which might be yikes because I have a lot of footage. But let me know if you want any of the things I created from me. Well, the Plumbobs I'm keeping, but I can make 1,000 of these. They're so fun to make. Besides the red, because that quality of the yarn is yuck. The grilled cheese again, I'm a little bit iffy on, but I would do it, okay? Just send me a message on Instagram, Comfy Cozy Naoatry. That's my crochet account. And don't forget, if you're in the Austin area, I do some of my plushies in person at the Painted Boutique, Sunset Valley, booth H4. I love you all so much, and I will see you next time. Dag dag! Mwah!